You know that specific tightness in your chest? The one you get at 3 a.m. when you're staring at the ceiling, wondering if any of this actually counts? You want the universe to nod back at you. You want your suffering to be part of some grand architectural design, some code that compiles into a purpose. But here's the glitch. It doesn't. The universe is hardware, indifferent, cold, massive hardware. And you're a temporary glitch in the operating system. A cluster of atoms that woke up just long enough to realize it's going to shut down. I'm not saying this to be edgy. I'm not trying to sell you on gloom and doom. I'm talking about the raw data of reality. Because we have this user error built into our brains, where we think the cosmos owes us an explanation. We think gravity cares if we fall. We think entropy pauses because we're good people. It doesn't, and honestly, that's terrifying. Because humans, we run on the meaning algorithm. We crave narrative. We demand a story arc. And when we look out at the stars and get silence back, we panic. But here's the thing. Inventing a story doesn't make it true. It just makes it a useful interface. A UI we overlay on top of the chaos so we don't lose our minds. If you're new here, welcome to that stoic stick. We don't do the comforting lies. We look at the source code. Let's talk about why the universe left you on read. Okay, let's debug this. You have this feeling. We all do. That life should make sense. That if you grind hard enough, if you suffer enough, there's a payout waiting at the end. Like reality is a video game with a fair progression system. That is pure entitlement. And I don't mean you're a brat. I mean philosophically, you are entitled. You believe the laws of physics have a moral component. They don't. Things happen because of cause and effect. Input, output. Not because of purpose. Think about it. You didn't fill out an application form to be born. You didn't choose your starting stats. You just booted up. But now that you're here, you expect the developer to care about your user experience. But the universe isn't a parent. It's not a mentor. It's a physics engine. Particles collide. Energy transfers. Sometimes that energy transfers into a car crash, sometimes into a lottery win. The physics engine doesn't know the difference. And when bad things happen, your brain immediately goes, "Why me?" You're trying to find a pattern in the noise, because random suffering? That's unacceptable to the human OS. We can't pass it, so we patch it with stories. This is a test. Everything happens for a reason. Look, I get it. Those stories keep the system from crashing. But let's be real. They're coping mechanisms. They're patches. You expect justice. You expect the good guys to win. But look around. The algorithm of reality doesn't optimize for fairness. It optimizes for nothing. It just runs. And realizing that, it feels like a betrayal. Like you signed a contract that the universe never countersigned. Let's zoom out. Way, way out. The universe doesn't care if you ship that product. It doesn't care if you get divorced. It doesn't care if you exist. We have a scaling issue. You are a biological machine standing on a rock, orbiting a mediocre star, in a galaxy that is essentially a rounding error in the grand scheme of things. If you cured every disease on Earth tomorrow, the sun is still going to run out of hydrogen and eat this planet. Entropy is still going to dismantle every single structure we've ever built. Check the timestamps. Humans have been online for maybe 300,000 years. The universe has been running for 13.8 billion. We are 0.002% of the timeline. And you get 80 years if you're lucky. You are a blink. And most of that blink, you're asleep. Or scrolling. We are an accident, a rare statistical anomaly, where chemistry became biology became consciousness. If you tweak the gravity constant by a fraction, none of us are here. There is no plan. There is no design doc with your name on it. And that destroys the ego. Because if the universe doesn't care, then your legacy, your impact, it's all local storage. It doesn't upload to the cloud. It's not cruelty, it's just indifference. The rain isn't trying to get you wet. It's just raining. So, the hardware is indifferent. The server is empty. Nothing matters on a cosmic scale. Now what? Do we just lie down and wait for the heat death of the universe? No, because here's the paradox. You can't function in a void. Your brain isn't wired for it. You need meaning like you need glucose. So, since you can't find it, you have to build it. This is the pivot. Meaning isn't something you discover. It's something you construct. It's DIY. You decide your work matters. You decide your partner matters. You decide that waking up early to run matters. These are arbitrary variables you assign value to. And yeah, it's all made up. You're basically playing make-believe in a burning house. But here's the kicker. You don't have a choice. This is existential freedom, and it is absolutely paralyzing. Because there's no manual. There's no correct path. You could dedicate your life to saving whales or collecting stamps, and the universe offers zero feedback on which one is better. But you still do it. You still fall in love, even though you know it's just dopamine and oxytocin trying to get you to replicate your DNA. You know the code, but you still enjoy the interface. And honestly, that's the only way to operate. You have to intellectually accept that nothing matters, while emotionally committing to the idea that everything matters. You're hacking your own brain. You're writing your own script because the universe didn't give you one. And that responsibility? That's heavy. So, what do we do with this? Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the universe to validate your existence. It won't. The entitlement to purpose is a bug. The cosmic indifference is a feature. And the meaning you make, that's the only software you've got. This isn't nihilism. Nihilism is lazy. This is realism. The universe is a blank canvas, and it doesn't care what you paint. But you have to paint something. You're going to suffer for arbitrary goals. You're going to love people who will eventually be dust. And you're going to pretend it matters. And strangely enough, if you pretend hard enough, it works. The universe doesn't owe you a why. It just gave you the freedom to invent one. And maybe that's worse, because now, if your life feels empty, you can't blame the stars. You can only blame the architect. If this messed with your head a little bit, let me know in the comments. What meaning are you pretending is real right now? And subscribe to that stoic stick. We don't sell painkillers here. Does your life matter? Not to the galaxy. But does that stop you from living like it does? Maybe the lie is the only thing that's real. I'll see you in the next one.